This is our editor's choice shotgun of the year. This is essentially the ultimate budget beater pump shotgun. This is our editor's choice target gun of the year. This shotgun comes with a huge caveat, which I will get to in a second. All right, here at Outdoor Life, this summer we've been able to shoot pretty much every cool new shotgun on the market. And for this video, I've narrowed it down to my top 5 favorite new guns of 2025. So we're gonna run through them, kind of starting with the entry level, like budget price stuff, and then stepping up to the newer, cooler, and yeah, like a little more expensive down at the end of the video. This is essentially the ultimate budget beater pump shotgun, and it's the Benelli Nova 3. The Nova's been out for a while. If you're a big budget shotgun fan, you know the name well. But what's new about this gun is that it's got an all polymer receiver. So like there's no metal, this is not a steel or aluminum receiver, it's polymer. You can see basically from the receiver down to the stock, it really looks like just one solid piece. And what this does, besides keeping price down, is it makes the gun much lighter. This 12 gauge pump with a 26-inch barrel weighs like 6.67 pounds, which is super light for a pump shotgun. Most like Remington or Mossberg 500, like you're looking upwards of 7 pounds or much more. So this is a really light pump shotgun. Another new feature of this gun is this bolt head. This is borrowed from the M4, which is just that classic Benelli tactical shotgun. And you know, the M4 is basically respected as one of the all-time reliable tactical shotguns. So you got to have confidence that this this bolt feature is going to be super reliable, kind of no matter what you throw at it. Beyond that, it's a pretty standard, cheap shotgun. It's 3-inch chamber. That probably helps cut weight down a little bit too. So there you go, like a $400 shotgun that's made in Italy. See a target here. Okay, one of the things that is new about the Nova 3 is they've shortened up the cycle. So theoretically, you can shoot this gun a little bit faster, which I am able to seem to run this gun pretty quickly. Of course, you got to hit the target, otherwise you're just missing faster. But this doesn't feel bad. Like, I wouldn't say it's glassy or silky smooth like an old Wingmaster or anything like that. But man, for the price, and if you just wanted either an entry-level duck gun or like a backup gun to have in the boat, this thing's actually pretty sweet. Thanks to Caldwell for supporting this video. We tested all these shotguns with their Caldwell clay copter, which takes these little clay copters and launches them surprisingly quickly. This thing shoots singles, doubles, rabbit targets. It's got 4 different speed settings, and we just found this to be the most fun clay target thrower on the market. It made our old grumpy shooting editor Jon Snow smile, so you know it's got to be fun. All right, so this shotgun wins our Great Buy Award of 2025. This is the Retay Ace. This is an inertia-driven, Turkish-made shotgun, and the reason why it won our Great Buy is it comes in for just like about $1,000. And for that, you get kind of all the modern features you could ever want in an inertia-driven gun. It's got these, oversized controls. It's got a, kind of modern, slim stock and slim forend. The butt pad back here has this kind of interesting air pocket. It kind of looks like a old school like Nike sneaker. So that, reduces a little felt recoil. Obviously the cheek pad here, that takes a little recoil away too. The action is super smooth, especially for a Turkish-made gun. Of all the Turkish-made semi-autos that I've shot, I have to say that Retays are probably my favorite. This gun feels great in hand. It swings really nicely. If you're familiar with Benellis, you're gonna see a lot of kind of similarities in this shotgun, but at a much reduced price. And then the other interesting thing about Retays that I've noticed over the years is that they tend to pattern really well. Retay uses a deep bore drilled barrel creation process, and I am not a gun maker, so I don't know like the nuanced details of that. But rather than forging their barrels, they drill their barrels, and they say that's like the secret sauce for shooting really good patterns. I don't know if that's true. I just know that over the years, all the Retay guns that I've shot have patterned really well, and I expect this one will too. And yeah, I'll show you how nicely it swings and handles right now. Almost tried to pump it there after shooting that Benelli. Yeah, just crushing them with this thing. So it is, you know, it is inertia driven, so there's a little bit more recoil than with a gas system, but honestly, it's not bad at all, especially with these target loads. Like, I think if we loaded this up with like some, this is a 3.5 inch chamber, so if we threw some 3.5 inch like duck loads in here, that probably wouldn't be too fun, but it runs through these target loads, like, no problem. Yeah, very familiar, super fun to shoot, just points and swings naturally. This is an excellent bargain. This is our editor's choice shotgun of the year, the Browning Citori 825. Now, as you can see right out of the gate, this is a gorgeous shotgun. Nice nickel receiver with the pheasant and grouse engraving, just everything you'd want out of a Browning upland bird gun. There's some key upgrades to this 825 over the previous 725. First and foremost, just a more refined, slimmer forend up here. Then moving back a little bit, more refined palm swell too. This gun, of all the guns we shot this year, this one just in the hand felt the best. I mean, throwing this thing up to your shoulder is so natural. It points so well. And I think the stock and kind of profile geometry of this gun really leads to that. Another upgrade, they improved the barrel selector back here, and then new trigger. This is like the crispest, lightest trigger that I think I've shot on a, I'll make sure it's unloaded. This is the crispest, nicest trigger that I've felt on an upland gun in quite some time. Just hardly any creep, super light. We'll put this on a trigger gauge in a second here, but usually shotgun triggers are not this nice. Now, does that really matter for wing shooting, for accurate wing shooting? Probably not, but in my mind, it just goes to show the kind of care and workmanship that went into making this gun. Everything from the stock to the really nice barrel profile, right down to the trigger. Browning really did a great job with this shotgun. But just sitting there on the bag really doesn't do this thing justice. Where this gun really performs is in hand. Like, the balance on this gun, kind of at the ready position, is about perfect. You can see here, we can kind of get this thing going. That's kind of the balance point right there. So right in the middle of your two hands, it's really well balanced. And then throwing it up to the shoulder is just like, if you're walking up on pheasants one flushes kind of surprises you. It's so easy to just bring this gun right up. And when I put it up, both beads, it's got this little mid bead right here and then the front bead on the end. Both beads are in line. It's just very natural mounting and pointing. Everyone who has shot this shotgun has loved it. It's brought a smile to everyone's face. And when we're looking for editor's choice shotguns, that's really like the defining factor. Like, can you give this gun to someone and just make them smile? And this 825 absolutely does that. It's a little pricey. It's, you're gonna be paying over $3 for that smile, but honestly, in the world of like nice upland bird guns, I would say that this is still a great bargain. Yeah, you'll have this gun for your life. That's kind of the, that's kind of like the Citori deal. Like, you'll own one, hunt with it for your life, and pass it down to your kids. And yeah, this is just a great, yeah, it just warms my heart to have like a classic, beautiful upland bird gun, new in 2025. Ejects nicely, crisp safety, mechanical triggers. Crushes targets, that's fun. That G target, which has been my nemesis, is no match for the Browning. That makes me like this gun even more. And that G target really is, it's just like a, it's kind of like a wild flushing rooster. You're gonna be carrying this gun pheasant hunting, and it's just so natural to mount and shoot quickly. Like, that's worth $3 right there. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta like that. Looks beautiful, shoots beautiful. Okay, this is our editor's choice target gun of the year, the Blaser F16 Pro. And this is a little bit of a cheating win here, because technically this gun isn't new for 2025. It was introduced last year, but it's not super available in the American market yet. We hadn't been able to get our hands on it until this year, so we're counting it, if for nothing else, because we loved this shotgun. The main thing that we noticed about this gun is just how soft shooting it is. Now, part of that, without a doubt, is the gun's weight. This thing weighs about 8 pounds, actually 8.5 pounds, which is hefty. The interesting thing about this gun is because it's so well balanced, it doesn't feel that heavy. I actually had a buddy who I, let shoot this gun a little bit, and he was like, man, I would take this gun pheasant hunting. I was like, I don't know if you want to take an 8.5 pound gun into the field with you. But the point there is that it just, in hand, it definitely does not feel hefty or bulky. But what that weight does is it helps reduce recoil. And also, I think these ports up here in the front of the barrel and the kind of aggressive porting in the choke system really helps reduce muzzle flip. That's what we noticed. And then the other element of a light recoiling over under is just how well it fits. And this gun, as it sits, fits me really nicely. But importantly, it's got this adjustable stock piece back here, so you can adjust for comb height. You can also adjust for pitch, and you can just get this gun dialed into exactly how you want it to fit you. So less recoil. Tough guys are like, who cares about recoil? They're just target loads. They're not going to hurt you. But that's not really the point. Less recoil in a gun, less recoil in a shotgun allows you to just have faster, more accurate follow-up shots. And it also allows you to transition to a second target much more quickly. And that's what we noticed with this gun. So while it is more fun to shoot a light recoiling gun, it's actually a huge performance benefit too. Beyond that, just the action and controls of this gun are so smooth and so nice. Just clamps together so well, breaks open nice and easy. You don't have to wrench on it to get it open. The trigger, nice and crisp. Safety, no creep there. Also, it looks sweet. You know, that kind of metallic gray finish on it. A lot of target guns, at least to my eye, they're a little like too flashy, especially the ones that come out of Europe. They're a little like Euro to me. I have a little more laid back style and don't really appreciate the glossy, flashy target gun world. So this gun, to my eye, is really nice, really beautiful. Yeah, it's little tiny flourishes, but nothing too crazy. Another key point here, long 32-inch barrels. That really helps with like long crossing shots. That's where this gun really excelled for us, is like long, fast crossers. Targets that we couldn't hit with basically anything else, we were crushing with this thing. So that makes you like the gun a lot too. When you're able to hit hard targets with it, just inspires confidence. And yeah, of all the guns we shot, if I had to make one good shot at a long crosser at a far target, I would be picking this thing. It just tracks so nicely, swings so nicely, and you end up really focusing on the target and not the gun, which is just what you want. I talked a big game about how well this thing does on crossing shots, so let's see if I can prove that out on camera. We'll throw an H. Nice. 2 misses out of the gate. Not a good start, but we're not going to blame the gun on that one. It is easy to just keep your swing going. This shotgun comes with a huge caveat, which I will get to in a second. This is the Benelli Super Black Eagle 3 AI, which stands for Advanced Impact. If you've been following Benelli for the last few years, you've heard about this AI concept. And basically what Benelli is promising is that these AI barrels will increase on-target pellet penetration by up to 50%. And, you know, what that would mean for a shooter is, you know, much better lethality on target downrange. What Benelli is saying, basically, is that they've come up with a patented contour inside this barrel, which is basically like the internal barrel profile. And they're saying that this barrel contour essentially shortens up the shot string to a point where it loses velocity downrange at less of a rate than normal barrels. In other words, your pattern maintains velocity better downrange than it does with a standard barrel. So, you know, if you really understand anything about pellet penetration, assuming all things are equal, so like pellet size and the medium are all equal, really the only way you can get better penetration is to increase velocity. And Benelli is saying that this barrel at distance leads to more velocity and better patterns. I've only had this gun for like 2 days, so I haven't had a chance to fully test that. In an upcoming video, we're definitely going to test this with like in-depth patterning and shooting it into ballistic gel, and we'll really dig into like if those claims seem to be legit. For now, all I can tell you is that this is a really sweet looking shotgun. It has all of the Super Black Eagle features that you know and love. You know, just really slim fore end, all the like recoil reduction, the Comfort Tech stock back here, the inertia driven action, which has proven to be bulletproof through the years, and then the Cerakote finish. Up here, if we want to dig into this a little bit more, You can see the Advanced Impact logo there on the choke. Benelli is saying that the barrel contour has been designed specifically with this choke system. And you know what we should do here is let's pull this out and we'll look at the barrel compared to the previous standard barrel, and we'll just kind of see if we can see the differences. Okay, so these guns are unloaded, action open. This is the standard Benelli barrel and this is the new Advanced Impact. Let's take these chokes out and see what we got here. This is the, both of these are modified chokes. This is the choke key that came with the Advanced Impact. You can see it fits in here. Interestingly, I just found out it doesn't fit in the old 12 gauge barrel. So that gives us a little hint that the barrel diameter, at least the choke diameter on that Advanced Impact, is quite a bit larger. Okay, so here is the standard choke. And then here is the AI choke. Much longer. And even though these are both modified, I can just see with my naked eye that the Advanced Impact has a much larger diameter. All right, so what we can very obviously see there is that this Advanced Impact barrel is wider diameter. So this is an overboard barrel. And that's gonna be part of the secret sauce there on why they say that this gun is gonna just shorten up that shot string and lead to more velocity downrange. I am super excited to pattern this thing and just see what we get. So we'll shoot it here on some clays first, and then we'll take it to the patterning board. All right, let's shoot this thing. Yeah, so nice. Oh, that didn't feed actually. Interesting. Hope that's not a persistent problem. That's the first shot out of that gun, so let's see. There we go. All right, I have not missed with it yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it works. I'm good. We don't have to pattern it. Oh my God, this thing is just crushing targets. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the placebo effect, but whatever it is, I am suddenly just crushing everything I'm shooting at. I will say, shooting this right after the Retay, this does handle recoil better. There's like noticeably less felt recoil on this gun, which is interesting because they're both about the same weight and they're both inertia driven guns. So that is something to note. All right, so I am really excited to pattern this shotgun. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna shoot these Remington Nitro Steel #2 shot 1 1/4 ounce loads. We're gonna shoot it out of the new AI barrel and then just the standard Benelli Super Black Eagle barrel. Both are 28-inch barrels, both in 12 gauge. To start, I'm just gonna shoot a pattern with each, and then we're gonna go down there, look at our big target board. It's 40 yards away, and just kind of see what we get. So what did we learn from that? Basically, what we learned is that both barrels pattern really well. The AI did do just a little bit better. We shot 3 patterns out of each barrel at 40 yards, #2 shot, #2 steel shot. The AI averaged 115 pellets in a 30-inch circle, drawn around the center of the pattern. And the standard barrel averaged 111 pellets in a 30-inch circle. Now, this is not like extensive, the end all be all patterning story of these two barrels. To get more legitimate data, we would need to shoot 5, 10, 20 patterns to really, build a reliable number for what these barrels will do. But just out of the gate, kind of anecdotally, like redneck patterning on the board here, one thing I can say is that the AI barrel seems to pattern very consistently. The worst pattern it shot was 113 and the best it shot was 116. So as you can see, pretty even pattern throughout, only a couple little holes here. That's really nice pattern performance at 40 yards with number 2 steel. The other thing that I did notice was that there is noticeably less recoil with the AI barrel. I was not expecting that. Okay, so the real story here is that we have to do a lot more shooting with this AI barrel, because the big promise is that there's increased penetration on target. And to do that, we really have to shoot it into ballistic gel and test velocity downrange. So that's gonna be in a video later on, but at least we know from shooting these few patterns that this thing patterns nicely, it shoots consistently, there's a little less recoil, so there might be something to this. We spend a lot of time shooting and testing these guns, not just because it's fun, but hopefully because it will help you make some informed decisions. Now, if you like this kind of content, then like this video, subscribe to our channel, and let us know what you want to see next in the comments.